Hey everyone, this is a very simple financial program that I created starting a few years back and then recently modified. Um the idea of this thing is to make finances for small churches as easy as possible. And it's not meant to be some kind of a professional software program or anything. It's just done in Excel, and hopefully simple enough to use, powerful enough to do what needs to be done for most small congregations. One of the things that I tried to do here was make it without a lot of extra fluff. Um, I really started this a number of years ago. My dad was pastoring a church here in Minnesota, and he wanted something that would be sufficient for tracking some different funds and also tracking giving of people, and allow people to give into certain funds and not have to um, have something overly complicated or spend a lot of money. So this is what I came up with. Um, I'll say right off the bat, my disclaimer is that if you're going to use this program or this spreadsheet, you do so at your own risk. So before anything happens here, make sure that you know how to create backup copies, um, that you use good computing practices, like creating offsite copies and so on. And I bear no responsibility for any potential loss of data that might occur. Um, I can't know what people will do with this, and that's my disclaimer anyway. So you're on your own. I mean, for some people, I'll maybe can help out, but I don't promise that. And hopefully, you have some computer knowledge um, in basic operations. So that said, let's just start out here by giving you a quick tour of the software. Like I said, it is made in Excel. It's it's made here in version 2003, and I presume that it will work in other versions, especially like version 2007 and beyond. But I haven't proven that, so that's something for you to try. Um, a little bit about how it's made. Everything is pretty much accessible from this menu tab here, what I call the main menu. And that's really how you set up your program. You set up your different fund categories and your disbursements and so on. You also set up your giving or your givers on this table here. And the formulas in the rest of the spreadsheet refer to these cells here on this main menu page. And of course, there's various buttons on the main menu that allow you to go different places within the spreadsheet. And so just so you know, there's some code in here. And of course, the thing with code, the more code that we put in a spreadsheet like this, the more specific different positions and so on are on the spreadsheet. So although it's possible to change things in here, I very strongly suggest that unless you are an Excel wizard and you know something about Visual Basic code and you can get in and make those adjustments, don't start down the path of trying to tweak the spreadsheet, because you will run into problems, and I will probably not bail you out if you do that, unless you're a really good friend and maybe you want to give me some money or compensation of some sort. So keep in mind that this is free, but don't mess with things that shouldn't be messed with. Okay, so that's your other disclaimer. Besides this main menu here, I suggest that use the buttons that are on the menu to get around in the program, because that also offers you some safety, and it will bring you to where you want to go all the time. There's code in here that helps you get to where you want to go when you're doing entries and so on, and it does a better job of that than if you simply go down here and start clicking on different tabs. Okay, so you're not gonna have a fun time if you just click on the tabs down here. But just to show you that this is a spreadsheet with tabs, here's the main menu. I'll click here. Here's the ledger. Okay, the main ledger. And here's your different funds, like I've got tithes set up here, general fund, and then so far I have these blank. Okay, you can see the different funds. If I keep going here, there's some tables for giving records. Okay, and a lot of this stuff is, the way it works is it'll hide, for example, certain things and show certain things in order to do your entries. Okay, so there's 3 of these, just because there has to be to get the number of givers in here. And then as we keep going down the line toward these last tabs here, then there's some summary pages that summarize your account balances and so on, disbursements, and a summary of giving records. Okay. Alright, so let's go back to the first tab here. Now I clicked on those tabs just to show you how this is laid out. But in reality, like I say, when you're using the sheet, use the buttons, and that'll save you a lot of headache. Okay, so that's kind of the first little intro to this. All right, and I'll cut this off, and then you can go watch the second video.